Hello everyone, my name is Divyansh and today in this video we are going to learn about Flask. What is Flask? So Flask can be defined as a framework. It is a framework written in Python programming language that is used for web development purposes. And we can use Python's easy to type syntax and its great functionalities when we are using Flask for our web development projects. So without wasting more time, let's write some code and then I will explain what does that mean. So first we will write from Flask, sorry, import Flask. So this first line means that from module named Flask, we are importing the class named Flask. So this capital F denotes a class name and this small f denotes module name. So there is a module called Flask and inside that module there is a class called Flask. So we are importing that class from the module Flask. And now uh, we will declare a variable called app. You can choose any name here. I am choosing just app. But remember that for every Flask application you are developing, this variable name should be unique. And now app equals to Flask underscore name. This is a tender function name. So now what does this mean? So we are creating a constructor named Flask. You know what is constructor? Constructor is basically if the class name and the function name are same, then that function is called a constructor of that particular class. So we are creating a constructor named Flask and we are assigning this constructor to a variable named app. So this is app and this is the constructor named Flask. Now we will move ahead and write at the rate app dot route front slash and then we will define a function called index, and here inside index we will return some value which is hello, this is my first web page built using Flask. And we will write if underscore name equals to underscore main, then app dot run. So sorry. So what have we done here? We have created a constructor named Flask from the Flask class and we have assigned this to the variable named app. Now this app.route, uh, it is a decorator in Python, and inside this decorator we are creating a function named index. So this index is returning a string value that is hello, this is my first web page built using Flask. And after this we are making this app to run. This run method is used to run this Flask app. Remember here the app variable, this app variable should be this the name of this variable which we are creating. Now we will save this program and then we will run it into our terminal. You can see here that the program has been successfully executed and this program has provided us a URL. Here you can see this URL. If I press Control and then I will click on this URL, it will redirect me to a web page in my web browser. So here in my web browser, a web page has been opened and this is telling me, hello, this is my first web page built using Flask. So right now what happened here? So this is the minimal code we have to write if we are using if you are building any application using Flask module of Python. And after executing this program, this program will give us a URL which is a locally hosted. This is a localhost URL, and when we will click this on this URL, this function, you see this function, because this is the only one function here, and this contains that slash, the forward slash. This will get executed, and whatever this function returns, it will get printed on our web page like this. This is my first web page built using Flask. Now moving ahead, let me tell you another thing. I will write here debug equals to true inside this run method. What does this mean? So here, debug equals to true means that once we have executed this program and we have get a URL in the output, and we will click this, and when we will click on this URL, we will be redirected to the website, and whatever this function is returning, that will be getting printed on that website. Now what if I make any changes inside this program? What if I define another function like something like that, and if I modify this code, will the changes be reflected on our web page? The answer is no, because we were not including debug equals to true in our run method. So by including debug equals to true, if we make any changes inside this program, which we will make further, then that changes will be immediately saved and reflected in our web page. So for now, we will take it as debug equals to true. Now let's move forward, and I will make another decorator app route will be called post, and here I will declare a function called post, and it will return something as hello. Hello, this is my first post. I will save this, and so here I have written this I have made a function called post, and I am returning the value of string like hello, this is my first post. Now if I go to my web page, and here I will get a slash, and I will write post. If I write this, see here, it is giving me output hello, this is my first post. If I remove this post, and if I will simply execute this program, this tells me hello, this is my first web page built using Flask. And if I include post, it will tell me hello, this is my first post. So what happens here, uh, in this decorator, I have included front slash post. So if the user types uh, this thing like front slash and post after this URL, this function post will get executed. So I can take anything like let's copy this function and then here paste it, and just uh, write about, and here it will tell about the website. And we should change this function name, because the function names should not coincide with each other in the same Flask app. See, I have made some changes in this code base, and here something happened. If I have changed my code base and I have saved the file, this Flask will automatically retrieve the changes, and then it will execute the program with along with that changes without me executing it. And if I go to my web page and if I reload it, and then if I type about here, so here we can say the string is getting output here about the website. So this is how the Flask is work. Now we will move forward, and we will see uh, how we can use dictionaries for dictionaries in our Flask app. So here I will create a dictionary called posts. So this posts dictionary contains a key called 0, and the value of this key 0 is another dictionary that contains two keys and values. First one is title. This title is a key and the value it contains is hello. And the second key is content, and this contains value in as a string. This is my post, my first post. And here you can see in this post, here post. Let me add something here, and I will explain what does that mean. So what have I done here? Uh, what is this post ID? So this post ID is an integer value that is a key value in this posts what we call dictionary. Now let me add some other code here, like post ID and post equals to post dot get post ID, and here I will use f strings, and I'll use the formatting for post title and post content. So what does this mean? Here um, we are creating an integer variable. This is post id. So this post id is nothing but the key values of this post dictionary. So uh, here we are assigning here we are making a variable called post, and here we are making equals to post dot get. So this get function gets the key value of this post dictionary, and whatever the key value is present here. So first I will go to this web page, and I will write post, and I will give a slash, and then I will give some integer value like 0. Let's say 0. And after 0, here you can see hello, this is my first post. It comes as an output. So here, if the user gives any integer value after slash post and slash, it will check if that integer value is present in this dictionary posts or not. The 0 is present, so whatever the value of this 0 key number is there, we are getting as an output like hello, this is my first post. If we say if we give something as 1, see, it is telling me type error, something error is there. We will see how this error can be handled further, but let's focus here. So this post id is what user has given the integer value in our web url. This post id we are passing it from the get function into the post dictionary, and if this post id is present in this post dictionary, it will give us the value of that key, and this value will get stored in post variable. Now this value contains two keys and we have the values of that respective keys. Now if we want to get only the value of that particular key, we will write it as a post, and then we will give the key name into the square bracket. So here the key name is title and the value is hello. So this post and square bracket title will be equal to the string hello, and this post square bracket content will be equal to this is my first post, and we are returning as f string. So here if we go to this URL post/0, we will get output as hello, this is my first post. So we saw how we can use dictionary values as our let's say this can be a database, we can call it. This is not exactly a database, but right now in this program, in this app, in this small Flask app, this dictionary is acting as a small database. Now we will move ahead and we will see how we can include HTML files, HTML documents in our Flask app. So here in this Flask tutorial where our app.py is present, we will add another folder here which we will call it as templates. Remember, once we execute any Flask app, once we are dealing with Flask module, before execution, at the moment we are executing the program, the Flask module will check for templates folder, always templates folder, and sorry, templates folder and static folder. What does that mean? So what is templates folder? So this template folder is nothing. It is basically a folder that contains only templates, and these templates are only HTML files. Other than that, if you want to store some images or if you want to store some videos which we are going to use on our website, then it will be stored in static folder. But now we are not using any images or videos in our Flask app. We are only dealing with HTML files. Then we will make a folder name templates. This is very case sensitive. All the folder name should all be in lower letters, the lowercase letters, and we will include this S. This is mandatory. We can't name this folder as template. It should be named as templates because this is what it is. It is the naming convention. And inside this templates folder, we will add a new file. Let's call it as index.html. And here in index.html, we will write some code. So here we can see that we have created an index.html page. Here the title of the page is first Flask project, and we in the body we have h1 tag. It contains hello, how are you, and p tag, hello, this is my first web page built using Flask. Uh, we will save this file, and now here how can we connect our index.html page inside our Flask app? So for this we have to import something known as render template. So basically this is a function which is declared inside this Flask module, and now here in our index page we will return as render template and give the HTML page name index.html. So basically this is it. Now here inside this index function we are using a render template. We are returning render template function which contains the parameter as index.html file. and inside this index.html file we have h1 tag hello how are you and p tag hello this is my first web page built using Flask. Now we have saved this program and the in the terminal it has been updated. Now if we will go to our web browser and we will click refresh and we will go to our original URL, we can see here this is getting printed hello how are you. This is from h1 tag and this is from p tag. So this index.html file is getting executed. So with using render template function, we can include HTML files in our Flask. Now let's add another HTML file called post.html, and inside this, here added we have written some HTML code inside post.html, and it contains h1 tag hello and paragraph as this is my first post. This is exactly same as this dictionary, and let's add this html index.html post.html file inside our post function, this function. So what we have to do, like we have to just do the same here, render.template, and here the file name will be post.html. We don't want to use this one, so let's comment out this one. And if I save this program and then sorry, I have rerun the program, so I'll have to, okay, I will rerun this program, and here we can see the index.html page here, and post, this is not found, and if I go to some 0, here we can see this is our post.html file. So let's remove this one from here and then save it. If we go to slash post, we will get this post.html in our web page. Now let's go to here slash post, and then we can see hello, this is my first post. So this is how we can attach HTML pages to our Flask app. And also there is one thing, we can use variables which we define inside our Flask app into this post and index or any HTML file which we are using inside this templates folder. So I will tell you how this is done, and let's make it as that what we were dealing with it previously. Let's say here I will add like this double curly brackets, and I will explain it what I'm doing here. And here, oh sorry, uh, so here we are using render template function, and inside we are giving post.html as our file, and comma post equals to post. What does this mean? I will explain you. So here I will write post and title post content, and I will save it. I'll save this program. It is getting updated here, and let me explain what does this mean, what have I done here. So here Inside this post.html, inside this h1 tag, I have removed the content, I have removed the string, and I have added two curly brackets, and inside I have written post of title. So here we can see this post variable, it gets the key value of the dictionary posts, that is 0. And now here we are creating a variable named post inside the HTML file. So this variable named post denotes this one. This post is for HTML document, and what it contains is the post we are declaring here. So this second post is basically this one, this variable, and this first post is the variable that is in the HTML file. So now this post is what it contains, this thing, the value of this key inside the posts dictionary. And the title is sorry, the first key of this key is title. So here we are accessing title. So post square bracket title gives us this one, the value hello, and the post content gives us the value, this string, this is my first post. So in this post.html we are using variables, and if we go to the here and if we reload our web page, it is telling, because we are not giving any integer value, so I will give 0, and if I will run this, this is telling me hello, this is my first post. This is actually a HTML web page, that is post.html. So this is how we can use variables inside our HTML web page, HTML file, and we can use it via Flask module. Now you must have a question. If not, then ask you why you are not having this question. So here I'm giving only 0 as my integer value. If here I give it as 1, you can see nothing is getting printed out here. If I'm giving, let's say, 5, you can see nothing is getting printed out here. If only I'm giving 0, then something is printed out here. So if we want that, if we give any other value other than 0, like let's say 1 or 2 or something like that, something should be printed here, like error 404 error, uh, the web page with id 1 is not found, something like that. So how we can add this in our program? So we will go to this post function, and we will write if not post return what, uh, f string error, sorry, let's make it as 404 error, and as \n, and then we can add something like the web page with id post id not found. And if we will try to run this one, here we can see this is giving us error, 404 error, the web page with id 1 not found. If I give another integer value as 4, it will tell me the web page with id 4 not found. So this is how we are making slight changes in our program, and we can handle errors in our Flask app. Now I think the video is made very longer, and so now we are moving towards our last topic, and that is Jinja to inheritance. So what is this Jinja to inheritance mean? Suppose here in templates file we have two HTML files like index.html and post.html. Suppose we are building a Flask app which contains many HTML files like let's say 20 or 30 or maybe more than 50 HTML files we have to include in our Flask app. If we are making such a Flask application, if you are making professional websites using Flask, like let's say a blog websites or something, so in that we will include a very much large amount of HTML files. So with that, here you can see in every HTML file this thing, this doc type, this head, this everything remains same. Beside what? This thing. Only these two lines are changing in every uh, HTML file. Here in this HTML file, this is something else. In this HTML file, this is something else. Other than that, everything is same. This is same as this one. So how we can deal with this? So Flask module provide us a method called Jinja to inheritance, which can be quite handy in this situation, in this types of situation. Suppose there is a website which contains a certain header, a certain footer, and for all of the web pages in that particular website, the header and the footer are same. So why we will include the code base of that footer and header in every HTML file we make in that website? It is a logical question, no? It is a tedious task to include everything, every code base in every HTML file. So here uh, in Flask module, there is something called Jinja inheritance, and with that we can make a base file. Uh, let's call it as base.html. Inside this base.html, we will include this head part, this one, control C, and this closing tags. Oh, sorry. This closing tags, and inside this body, we will write a code like body content and body. So like this, we can write here, and this is our post.html. What we will do is that we'll copy this, we'll paste it here, and we will just cut this and we will paste it here, and all of this can be removed. And now we have to write something like this, uh, extends base.html. So now what have I done here? This base.html is only single HTML page that contains everything, that uh, this head, and if it is basically the body of the HTML. Beside this body tag, whatever inside this body tag is here, whatever, we only have to define whatever content we have to write inside the body tag in every HTML page other than base HTML page. So in post.html page, we have defined whatever, this is the definition, this is the code you have to write inside the body of this post.html page. And this one this one will get replaced, and this will go inside here if we are executing post.html page. And don't forget to write this one, this is the very important, like how we will tell base.html to retrieve, to get the information, to get the body contents from post.html by extending this, by using extends base.html. It means that we are extending this base.html file into this post.html file, and this content will go inside this, inside this body tag. Similarly, we can do this with index.html also. We can write this here, and whatever the content is here, we can cut this, and now we can paste it here, and we can remove all these things from here, and we can save it. Now if we go to our web page, I'm so sorry, here I have to write block content, and instead of block I had written body content, and that's why I was getting some errors. Now that error is fixed. Remember, we have to write block content because this is the syntax we have got using when we are dealing with some Flask app. End block and block content, not body content. So this block should be there. That's why I was getting an error. Now it is solved. And now here we can see that if we refresh our website, this is our home page, this is the indexed.html page, and it is telling hello, how are you. This is my first page where using Flask. If we go to post and /0, we can see we got hello, this is my first post. And if we get to 1, we will get as error, the web page with id 1 is not found. And if I go to about, maybe I've not included it. Yeah, I've not included it. So like this, we can use the inheritance functionality of this HTML, and here only 2 HTML pages are there, and we are inheriting this base.html HTML document into this post.html and index.html files. So this feature becomes quite handy when we are dealing with so many HTML files. Let's say we have 10 HTML files or 15 or 20 HTML files. We will not write every line by line code like this in every HTML file. Instead, we can use only one HTML file that contains that every single line of code, and only we can use uh, we can change the block content, the body content here in the other HTML files, and we can extend this base HTML file into that HTML files, and we can use Jinja to inheritance functionalities. So that's all from my side today, and this is my small brief introduction of this Flask module. And I know there are many functionalities, like we can use for loops, we can add database, we can use SQL Alchemy in this Flask. So I'm not including that. This was a brief introductory video about Flask module. I hope you liked it, and thank you.